We're making French dip melts. And let me tell you, Jamie, we get excited. Every day we know that you're going to be here because we know there's going to be something incredible to be made. And you put such a great touch on it. But today, this really is a classic. So why don't you give us your twist on this, okay?
Well, usually for as long as I can remember, we've been serving French dip sandwiches on a baguette grilled with garlic butter and with just Swiss cheese or Munster cheese.
Traditional,
and,
right?
Just roast beef.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to do, especially at home, we don't do this at the restaurant because I like to keep it a little bit more classic.
Okay.
But when I make them at home, I add caramelized mushrooms.
Yes.
Caramelized onions and mushrooms. So it gives it that little extra flair, gives it a little sweetness because the onions do produce a little bit of sugar once you caramelize them.
Right.
And then here I have just the shaved roast beef here. And what I'm going to do is once that gets cooking a little bit and starts to brown, because you usually serve it with au jus, like as a dipping, I like to put some au jus right in here and give it a little bit of an extra little flavor, moistens up the meat a little bit, and then I like to drizzle a little bit of oregano on there and let that cook.
Now, I've always said there's a trick to sauteing the mushrooms, too, because if you cook them too long, they're just completely awful. But if you don't cook them enough, you don't get that texture that you're looking for in the mushroom, right?
Yes, I like to leave them. I mean, they're soft, but when you bite into them, there's something to bite into. They just don't melt, because I like to have that texture and give them a little bit of body still. So I don't undercook them. I like to cook them. They start to release their juice, and then I cook them for about another minute, maybe a minute and a half, and that's it.
Okay,
so,
the same philosophy with when you're sauteing the onions as well?
The onions take about 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
So this can really be done in one pan if you want. You start with your onions, you finish, put them aside, then you put your mushrooms in the same pan with a little bit more oil, put them aside, then you can cook your roast beef and put that aside, and then you start grilling your bread, and then you put everything back together.
And how long do you saute the meat?
I just like to, you see how it starts to color here a little bit? It's starting to brown up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of juice here.
Please do that.
And then we're going to cook this until the juice pretty much all evaporates, and you just toss all the beef in there. So it gives it a little bit of a salty flavor because the au jus basically is like a beef broth, which you can buy ready in the supermarket if you don't want to make it.
Right.
And you're just going to let that cook until it evaporates, and then it's going to pretty much be ready.
And
to
you grilled your bread on both sides?
Yes.
Making a nice toast?
I like, this is focaccia. We make this at the restaurant, but if I was making it at home and I had that, I would just go buy a sourdough, like a loaf from the supermarket, and slice it. I wouldn't use white bread because you really want, this crisps up a lot better and it has better flavor than a regular white bread.
Okay, supermarkets have a lot of this canned au jus. Is that something that you would recommend anybody as well?
I don't like canned products.
I didn't say you. I didn't say you, but anybody watching.
Well, I would get in the little carton, the container.
All right.
Buy something without salt, and that way you can adjust the seasoning if you want a little bit more. Usually, that's what I usually get, and I really like the organic ones that don't have maybe as many ingredients that don't belong in beef base.
Well, it looks delicious. While you're putting that on top of the bread, I'm going to take us to a break, and then you can cut that up for all of us.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to say all of us, I mean just Abby and I. For the full recipe and list of ingredients, head over to our website at WFXB.com. Up next, we're going to tell you what topics to take off the table for Thanksgiving conversation. But first, these messages.